When I was using Kajabi, I was always a little frustrated that to be able to schedule meetings, I had to get another piece of software like Calendly. So I was using Calendly for the longest time until I started switching over from Kajabi to a new platform called TekMatix. And on this platform, they actually have a Calendly alternative. They have a way for you to be able to within TekMatix, actually schedule all of your sessions, whether that's sessions for service work, coaching, group coaching, anything like that. You can actually schedule it within TekMatix. And so today I want to dive in and show you this. So if you are already on TekMatix and really interested in the calendar function, you can learn how to use it. Or if you are someone wanting to move from Calendly that needs other resources like courses, websites, social media, planning, any of those things, you can see if TekMatix would be a good alternative for you to Calendly. So here we are in my TekMatix dashboard, and I'm going to show you how to create calendars with TekMatix instead of Calendly. So we can come over to our calendars right here, and I'm just going to give you a little walkthrough of this. So this is basically your calendar. So if I go back a couple weeks, you can see that I had some appointments on here. It shows all of your different appointments on your My Calendar. If you have multiple users, so say you have multiple people in your company taking on coaching calls, you can actually see their calendars here as well. And there's actually a way to automatically send them to the person that is taking that call at that time. And then you can see your individual calendars here. So if I wanted to see my 15-minute strategy call, I could see that there. So I'm going to go back to my calendar. And this is just kind of the overview. And then you can see the individual appointments here, who has canceled, confirmed, all of those things. You can also mark these as no-shows as well. And what's really nice about this is whenever someone is moving through, whether it's canceled, confirmed, you can actually have things automatically send out emails about that information as well. So if there was a no-show, you can have them automatically send out an email to reschedule or give them more information on that as well. I want to do is I'm going to go into the calendar settings here, and this will also take me under my settings, and I'm going to show you how to then create a calendar. So I'm going to create a calendar here, and what I'm specifically going to choose is this round robin booking. And then I'm going to go ahead and just put this under my paid calendar event and click. And so this is what the setup is going to look like. So the first thing you want to do is add in a user. So what users are going to be able to take these kinds of bookings? So for this, I'm just going to add in me. And what's really nice about this is you can actually integrate in your Google Meets or your Zooms so that it will automatically create that. So you can see that you can have a custom meeting. So if you just have your personal Zoom meeting, you can do custom and it'll just enter that meeting location here, or you can do the Zoom. And you do not need to actually pay for Zoom for this to actually work. So if you're going to stay under that 40-minute limit, you can actually do this without having to pay for it. So then I'm going to add in, and for me, I always just, with my tutorials, I just always do test so that I know specifically what to delete out, basically. So I'm going to do test strategy call, and then you can add in a description here, and we can enter in the slug. Then this appointment title is going to be what it shows up on your calendar as. So for this, it's going to say the contact name. And so what I want to do is I'm going to make this a 30 strategy call so I know what's going on, and then I can see the contact name next to it. So that's what you saw before when it was like 60-minute call, I don't remember, discovery call or something, and then it would have the name next to it. And then you can always change the color so that you can see it easily. You know what type of meeting it is just by looking at your calendar. Then we can hit save and continue. And I'm going to say that this is a 30-minute slot and that my slot intervals are every 30 minutes. So that means if I say I'm open from 7 to 8, I would have 2 slots at 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. If I had it at 10 minutes, it would have 7, 7:10, 7:20, and so on. So that people could book into kind of intermediate times as well. So I'm going to do it as 30 minutes. I'm going to want a 10-minute buffer between each of my sessions. And then you can have appointments per slot so that somebody could potentially take on multiple appointments per slot, or you can have appointments per day. So I want to say that I want a max of 2 appointments per day. So as soon as 2 fill up, even if there's more time, it automatically will not allow anyone to schedule in there. I typically at least give myself 1 day notice or 24 hours. You can change this into hours, days, weeks, or months. So I don't want people to be able to schedule out within that 24 hours so that I can plan out my day accordingly. You can always set a date range. So if you only want people to be able to schedule over the next 7 days, you would put a 7 days within here. And then after that 7 days, no one would be able to access this calendar again, is basically what that is saying here. Or you can just leave it blank, and that means that this calendar will stay open until you delete it or inactivate it. So then you have your hours. So basically, what is your actual availability? And you can change this. So if I want to say that I'm available from 7 p.m. to, let's say, 10 p.m., and this is actually similar hours to what I have for my TekMatix service booking calls. And so I can say these, and then I'm going to say apply across all. And so this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I'm going to take off Friday. So basically 3 hours a night that I can take these types of calls, and I can click save and continue. And then over here, this is where it gets kind of fun, because you can actually have it where you can create a custom form that they fill out to be able to book the call. So if you want them to do like an intake form, you actually just need to go create that form. If you don't know how to create a form in TekMatix, there will be a video above that walks you through how to create forms, but you can choose any form. So for example, I could choose like my TekMatix service discovery call form, which just asks you certain questions about your project so that I can better help you on the call or something like that. So if you want to ask specific questions, you can do that so that you can see what the like typical form will look like. And you can also actually collect payment when they're booking their call too. So if you have one-offs, so for example, I have one-offs where like you can book 30 minutes with me and I'll help you with something on TekMatix. I can collect that payment right away. So I can just say use Stripe payment. I would put in the amount. So if it was like $30, and then I could say you will be billed $30. And so what that would mean is whenever they go through, they're going to add their stuff in, they're going to fill out my form, and then they're going to be able to put in their credit card and pay the amount for this actual booking. Right now, I'm going to take that off. And then you have a few other options. You can let your calendar auto confirm the appointment. So this is necessary for if you're using Google Meets. You can send appointment alerts to the assigned team member. So then that would mean that in this case, I would be getting those alerts. You can allow Google Calendar to send invitations, allow reschedule and cancellation. So this means that you will get basically a link that will let them reschedule or cancel. And then you can assign the contacts to their respective calendar as well. And then you always have additional things you can do down here. And in my case, I have just a custom thank you message. So I'm going to change this and delete out this part. So once they finish booking their calendar, they're just going to see this message, or you can have them actually redirect to another URL. So if you want to have a nice thank you page, you can actually create out that thank you page and just put in the URL here. You can actually create that on TekMatix as well, or you can just have them go to a thank you page. So I'm going to click complete. And now I want to show you what this looks like. And so I have my test strategy call. This is in a paid calendar. And so what I'm going to do is, this is already activated. As you can see here, it says active. So what I want to do is I want to copy the scheduling link. And I'm just going to open that in a new tab to show you what this looks like. So if you were sending this to someone, you can just send them this link to then book a call. And so you can see that I have my name of my calendar here, the description here. So if you want to include more information for your potential client to see, you can put all of that information in there. The duration, and then the time that they're selecting, and the time zone here. So that is my time zone, and your person can actually change it to their time zone so that they're selecting a time that's best for them. You then can see that because I have 30-minute intervals, that this is 7, 7:30, and 8 p.m. So you can see here that there are 3 appointment slots available. And this might be a little confusing because I set it from 7 to 10 p.m. And so why are there only 3? Why isn't there 8:30, 9, 9:30 at least? And that is because of my actual availability. So because I'm the only user available, it is limiting my availability, says that I am done at 8:30. And so that's why it's not showing it here, is because of the users determined. So even if you set it longer, but that user has set their availability to shorter, it will acknowledge that user. If I put more than one user on this, then we would be able to have longer availability on that. So that's why these aren't showing up exactly how the calendar was set up. So you can then click it, click your time just like you would in Calendly, click continue, and then this is your just generic form. And so they would have to fill out this information. So I can do this and click schedule meeting. You can see that it says your meeting has been scheduled. Thank you for your appointment request. We will contact you shortly. So this is that message that was in that box. You have the duration, the time date, the time zone, and the location. And then you can add your invites there too. Now, what's really nice is what I want to show you real quick is what all you can do once an appointment has been booked. So I'm going to come back into my dashboard and I am going to click go back and I'm going to go to automated workflows. Because your calendar is now within TekMatix, which is where everything else is, you can actually click create a workflow and I'm just going to click start from scratch and I can add a new workflow trigger and I can add a customer booked appointment. So if someone did what I just did, you can add that in. You can add a filter to click for the specific calendar group or the specific calendar. So if I wanted something to happen whenever somebody creates that calendar invite, I can then click save trigger. And so here's some of the things that I can do. One of the things is I can send an email and I can also have waits. I'll show you that in a second, but this is the way you can send reminders a day before, 15 minutes before, anything like that. Other things that you can do is you can add a tag. So you can tag someone as they've done this 15-minute strategy call. You can also create or update opportunities so you can move them along the customer journey that you have set up as well. So another thing you can do is you can grant an offer. So if you want them to have access to a certain types of courses or certain, like you can create a product because you have unlimited products in TekMatix. So you could create a product that helps prepare them for their strategy call. And then you just grant that offer once they booked that thing, you grant the offer and then you can send an email saying, please walk through this. So you have that already set up to go. And then you can also have waits. And so I want to show you what specifically is going on with waits is when you can have a time delay. So you can send an immediate thing saying, we've confirmed your invite, here's your information, or you can have a time delay. So the next day after you can send them an email. Or what you can do is you can actually do something as an event or appointment booking time. So you can do before or after or in the exact time. So if you want to send them a reminder email, you would do before, and you could do like a 15-minute reminder email or a 1-hour reminder email, anything like that. You would just add all of that in. And then you can click save action, and then you could send an email. And so what that would do is it would wait until 15 minutes before, and then it would add an email in. So that's something really cool that you can do with this that you can't really do with Calendly, is without using something like Zapier a lot of times, is actually create all these workflows based out so that once they create that appointment, you can send emails, you can grant courses, you can tag them, all these other things. I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in using TekMatix, you can look at the link in the description below and get a 14-day free trial to use TekMatix. And if you want more resources, you can check out my TekMatix Vault. If you are interested in how to also make a course for your customers on TekMatix, click or tap the video on the screen to learn how to create a course. And please click the like up button if this content was helpful for you, and subscribe to this channel for more tips on how to grow your business, especially using TekMatix. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.